You can actually fight this in a court of law real easily if somebody sits here and copyrights something that you own. Any material, music, poems, stories, anything. You could sue the shit out of them. Telling y'all, listen, I'm here to bring awareness. I want to thank everybody that's showing support. I want to thank everybody that's rocking out with a shorty because y'all don't got to be here, but y'all here. Thank y'all so much.
Derived from a source. So I don't understand what part of that people don't understand.
But we gonna understand now because now you explaining it. This is what I'm saying. That I think the people that's watching, that's in the room now, they only know what they know, and you are clearing that up right now. And I can see everybody rallying up, ready to ask you a bunch of questions that they had some deeper questions than me. I'm not as deep as everybody that's about to ask the question, so I think you're gonna enjoy some of the real from the sisters that's in the room that want to ask you some questions about what you just explained about the Matrix, which makes a lot of sense actually. So I
Yeah, of
appreciate
course.
you.
This is one woman I would love to interview. Yo, I'm telling you, I would love to interview her. She has so much knowledge and so much wisdom. Like, yo, I got so many questions for her. I would love to interview her.
Because I'm the only one that can explain the work. I'm the only one that can continue the work. Because if the late Michael Jackson was here right now, he'd be continuing his work. But right. Anybody that right now that he's gone, all they're going to do is mimic his old work from 20 or 30 years ago. All they're going to do is try to revive the old stuff. And everybody's going to say, oh, we've seen that before. That's 100 years old. We want to see something new. But you can't do anything new because you're not the late Michael Jackson. You're not the late Prince. Come on. If you find a Picasso right now, you can find one in the basement, wipe off Picasso's name, put your name there, sell it for $100 million. But then people are going to say, hey, we want another one. What are you going to do? What you're going to do is try to copy the first one because you don't have any reference point because you're not the creator.
Facts.
I don't even get this. This is like common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But most people don't even know what an idea of a film is.
But you know what's crazy, Sophia? Nowadays, common sense is not common sense no more. Logic is not logic no more. That's what's crazy.
They don't even know that a film is just like you take your camera and go out there and film something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not writing, people. It's filming.
Yeah.
A movie is a film. And it comes from a source, a script, copyrighted script in a copyrighted book. And when you read that book and look at that script, you'll know, hey, this is Matrix and Terminator. What the hell? You don't got to be a rocket scientist.
The name is in the title, like, so they made 2 series off of the name in the.
No, they didn't make 2 series. They made 2.
Yo, I love how she comes at him for this. It's the way we ask questions. So it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But I love this lady, yo.
Franchises.
Series
means it's an ongoing something. Franchise means that it is 2 viable entities that have made together $35 billion and more and counting. Film franchise is totally different from a series.
Okay.
Much deeper.
Understood. All right. So what I want to do now, because I know the floor is open, I want to let Taja, she's in the room and she calls herself Taja the Oracle. So I'm like, this is perfect for you to talk to Sophia Stewart. I'm not going to call you the other name that they told me to call you. I'm going to call you by your name, the creator and the owner.
Yeah, creator and owner. That's who I am.
That's it. All right. So I'm going to put that through now. And like, again, it's some dope system.
Claim your rights, mama. Shit, as you should. They had the whole world believing that bull really made that movie. He wasn't
here today, so I know this is going to be
he wasn't the original creator. She came up with this. Like, this guy said he had a dream. Like, he came up with the Matrix and the Terminator because he had a dream of a robot coming out of some flames. When in reality, you stole the idea from this lady, which is not right.
A good conversation. So, Taja, the floor is yours. Talk to Miss Sophia Stewart.
No, not no Miss.
Okay.
Miss is for single women. I was married and divorced. I'll never be a single woman. Miss is for Oprah. Oprah has never been married. She's
Hey,
never had any kids. Her name is Miss Oprah.
Got it.
That
yo, she got some bars for him too.
doesn't apply to Sophia Stewart. Just call me Sophia
Yeah.
or
Blessings, young Riaz, blessings.
Sophia Stewart, whatever, but not no Miss because I was a Ms., Mrs., but I'm divorced. And the title, correct title is Ms., but I don't need titles. I'm a New
Right.
Yorker. I don't need any titles. I don't need anybody to call me
That
anything but
whole
Sophia.
part. And shout out to you. I meant to say
Owner.
that out the gate that you are a New Yorker. She's in LA, but she's from the town. So shout out to you for being in the New
I'm from Philly.
York room today too. Go ahead, Taj.
Hello, Sophia.
Yes,
Um,
hello.
it's quite an honor to be able to have the opportunity to speak with you. My question that I wanted to be able to ask you is in the series and in the information and the download that you received to be able to write the books that you did. Um, what what was the inspiration like behind that energy, like especially with
Now we're about to hear the real inspiration behind the Terminator and the Matrix. See, the stories we've heard are not true. This is the real inspiration.
Terminator? Because in seeing it and living it right now, like when I I explain to people right now, we're dealing with Siri and Alexa, and that is our Skynet. As much as we may not be able to understand that we've completely been manipulated and controlled by now the machine. What was the inspiration behind that? Because
I didn't
it's
get any
always something that I've
downloads. Let me
wanted to know.
explain something. Downloads is a
Okay.
new terminology that you guys are just now beginning to utilize a lot. Downloads, I didn't get any downloads. I'm a visionary, a seer, the same way that Tussler, same way Leonardo da Vinci, or the same way anybody that has made a huge contribution to society, H.G. Wells, we are visionary people. So we see what's coming. I can see 100 years ahead because my bloodline is Portuguese and Native. My grandmother Cherokee from the Indian reservations in Missouri. My grandfather from Portugal. He's Portuguese. And my gift from the natives is a seer. They have the gift of sight. I wasn't born I was born in a house. I didn't have a birth certificate, so I'm free. So I was never enslaved by man's birth certificates and stuff like that. That slavery stuff that he came up with later on in the 30s. What inspired me was, like I told you, the late Muhammad Ali, which is inside the book. To see a living.
All right, I have a question. Is y'all able to see the video? I just paused it, but is it loading on your end? Because I'm watching it on my phone and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not tripping. So hold on, because it's still playing over here, but on my phone, it looks like it's still loading. Hold on.
Black superhero being celebrated around the whole globe is astronomical in the 80s. But no one is understanding that all that's out there is nothing but white science fiction. There are no black science fiction with black leadership. But yet they're writing about me in 1981, June of 1981. In the article, you can go to the archives and look it up. Los Angeles Sentinel newspaper is writing about Sophia Stewart is going to come out with the first black superhero science fiction movie with black leadership role inspired by Muhammad Ali, a living legend, a living.
Yo, it's crazy because I'm just like, now that I'm really, really listening to her and I'm not skipping through the video, like trying to. It's crazy. Neo is inspired by Muhammad Ali. Yo, I would have never ever known that though. On some real shit, I'm gonna be very honest.
living hero, black hero, superhero that everybody around the world, no matter what race, color, creed, nationality, everybody loves him. And I'm engaged to marry him. I'm at USC. And that's where I wrote The Matrix and Terminator while I was at USC, the University of Southern California, the Trojans. I'm inspired by him and God. Growing up in New York City,
so much.
seeing Star Wars. Lucas had Star Wars. Star Wars was how Satan, Lucifer, the devil, fell from the light side to the dark side. And when I saw that in 1977, and I went on to USC in 1980, or 79 actually, to 83, I said, wow, what about the Christ consciousness? In Revelations, it said he'd be back. Why not write a science fiction story telling what would happen when he came back and what was going to be going on in the future 100 years from now? And what would be going on 100 years from now? The artificial intelligence, the AI. And how do I know it was going to happen? Because they had been trying to create that way back in mythology when they, and go back and you to ancient Egypt and you see the jackal head, Anubis.
Again, once again, y'all see, like I said, ancient Egyptian time. They was trying to do all this, the hybrid of the animals. That's where they came up with the half man, half horse, all that shit. Like, listen, if y'all, I don't know how many of y'all like history, but I like history. So I love reading a lot of history books. So I know what she's talking about. I love watching the History Channel. I love watching all this stuff. I love reading about it. Like, it's so much knowledge out here that we don't know about. And if we pick up a book, we will just really learn and understand. We need to comprehend our history, understand our past in order to understand what's coming our way in the future, which is already here and has been here. It's just that little by little, they've been showing it to us, saying that this is something new we just figured out. When in reality, man, come on. Let's talk about it.
And then you'll see the minotaur, half bull, half man. You'll see Pegasus, a horse with wings. You'll see the unicorn, a horse with a horn in his head. You'll see a giant, Cyclops, with one eye in his forehead. These horrible hybrids have been going on the earth forever. All the way back from the ancient Egyptian time period. Go and look at all the heads that are.
See, now for all those that was telling me I was tripping when I was talking about the half horse, half man, talking about the Egyptians on how they did have technology, even she says it, and she's not the only one. It's out there. The knowledge is out there. We just, well, I don't, but in general, we just refuse to pick up a book. I said it. People has gotten lazy. The phones have gotten smarter and the people have gotten dumber. And that's my opinion. Don't get mad at me because that's not intended for the world. That's just intended for whoever listens. If the shoe fits, wear that itch. That's it. Simple as that. I'm not here to judge nobody. But if you take it, take it. That's not on me. That means that you feel guilty. But she's speaking facts. You can't change that.
Are on these men's half jackal and half man, Anubis. You look at that. But you guys have never paid any attention to any of that. Never have paid any attention to mythology, though you see it millions of times on TV. And it's in the Bible. It tells you in the Bible that a third of the angels fell to the earth. And when they fell to the earth, what did they see? God's children was all over the whole globe, not in no one spot, no Africa, one spot. There was.
See, for all those people, when I was speaking on Lilith, when I was speaking on all those things that happened in the Bible about Sodom, Gomorrah, and much more, y'all was like, I'm thinking it was more towards like the Catholics and the Christians or something that was coming at me, because I swear to God, they all felt some type of way because the Shorty was giving her opinion. But like I said before, and I'm gonna continue to say, I'm gonna speak my opinion. We're all entitled to our opinion. We all come up with conclusions, and that's what's crazy. If you pick up a book and you read and you search up your history, you learn it, you won't end up in the ditch making history. Because that's what happens with a lot of people. They end up in a ditch making history because they don't know shit about their history or our history or any history. And that's messed up.
No such thing as no Africa. It was called the motherland or Eden. Africa is a white man's name. So when you call it yourself Toby, you're calling yourself a slave of the plantation. Muhammad Ali was trying to tell you that. He said Cassius Clay, the white man, is a slave owner. And for me to use that name, Cassius Clay, that would say I'm a property of him. So my name is Muhammad Ali. This is all coming together as one. It's called the Eden of the motherland. And what is Eden of the motherland talking about? It's talking about alien technology.
Facts. And for those of y'all that said, yo, Rachel, you crazy? They don't talk about aliens in the Bible. Listen, I may not have read all the Bibles from beginning to end, but I've read enough chapters from different Bibles, done enough research here on the internet, and looked at enough, videos, history videos and stuff like that, and put two and two together. See, I'm educating myself. And it speaks about the damn era of the robots too. There's a reason they took out the book of Enoch out of the Bible. Like, I'm sorry I'm saying it, and listen, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But this is the truth. For those of y'all that get mad, like, listen, get mad. You got two choices. Stay mad or go out there and do your own research. Real shit. Because it's crazy. A lot of people are speaking about this and they're seen to be crazy when they're not. Go read. Stop watching TV so damn much. Stop being on social media so much. Let the phone go for 1 second and educate yourself. Stop being involved in the drama so much. Drama gets you nowhere. Go read a book somewhere.
That it was an alien race there mixed with the regular races of people. And that this mixing, creating hybrids have been going on forever. But you guys have never been paying any attention to it. Never looking at it as what it really is. That math is the universal language. Their words and are nothing but spells. And that's what you call getting spells or spelling in school. They didn't want you to learn math, because if you learned math, you were going to be a co-creator with God. But if you learn how to do spells and cast spells and words and stuff, you are going to create illusions just like Copperfield, just like Chris Angel, Houdini.
That's a fact. How many of you would believe me right now if I was to tell you that 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4. 2 and 2 equals 4, but 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4. How many of y'all would believe me if I was to say that now? I did a live on this on my other page. It wasn't a live. I think it was a video reaction. How many of y'all would believe me right now if I was to tell y'all that 2 plus 2 does not equal 4? 2 and 2 equals 4. I'm going to leave that there for a little food for thought for y'all. And I want y'all to do y'all research. And leave y'all comments down below if y'all can figure out the answer to what I'm saying. Real shit. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but one thing that I could say is that I do my research before I speak.
You were going to, David Blaine, you were going to create illusions, hypnosis, hypnotizing, spells. But when you deal with math, our architect is creating that physical bridge. Do you see what I'm talking about? There are creators that use math, carpenters, all kinds of people who use math. They're creating that chair. They're creating those houses. They're creating those buildings. And the engineers, they're creating the cars on the assembly line. the little worker ants and the little worker bees and putting it together. But the blueprint, the mathematical blueprint, comes from the mathematicians. It's coming from the creators, co-creators with God, the engineer, the architect, the inventor, the creator.
Wow. Wow. Hey Sophia, this is Broadway, and I'm a true finder. I'm a true seeker, and I just want to say it's an honor and privilege to even have you, to even be on the stage and be in the same room with you. So just thank you for that. First off, right? Secondly, I'm a true finder. I'm a true seeker. So you're saying things, and I'm here, and I'm Googling things as you're saying it, and it's all coming up, and I'm just like blown away by it. Not because
You hear me every time I say something, I tell y'all, don't go by what I'm saying. Go into Google, go ask Siri, ask Alexa, and y'all will see, like, everything will pop up. What I am saying will pop up. I'm not going to come on a live and sit here and lie to y'all and make y'all think, oh no, no, I want y'all to do your research. Don't just go by me. I want y'all to do your research, please.
Because I'm questioning the things that you're saying, but more so because, I believe that we should all do our own research, right?
Ooh,
and here's the question I would like to ask you. The question I would like to ask you is, there's a pivotal moment in the Matrix, right? Where the Oracle is found, and she says she predicts something that's going to happen before it happened, and then he questions her like, "How did you know that?" And then she says something along the lines of, "That's not the question you should be asking me. What you should be asking me is, if I didn't tell you, would you have dropped the flower pot?" He says, "What flower pot?" or something to that extent. Then he drops the flower pot. And I've always been blown away by that. So could you give us a little bit of backing on the moment that you created that in the book? How did you
Listen
see that?
Listen to me. I'm not going to give you any moment out of the book, because even if J.R. Tolkien, which is dead, if he was here, you wouldn't ask him to give you the moment out of the book. This is how it works. And you need to listen very carefully what I'm going to teach you, because it'll show your ignorance and shows your knowledge.
Once again, like I've told people, see, a lot of us are ignorant to the facts.
Somebody adapt the book to the screen. A book might be 286 pages. A movie is only 1 hour and 36 minutes, but no more than 2 hours and 10 or 15 minutes. You can only get a snippet or some snippets out of that book when you're creating a film. Remember that. So it is not verbatim, but there are some stuff that are verbatim, like dialogue and characters and graphics and special effects and logos. Do you understand? But you're just talking to me just like a kidnapper came in and kidnapped my kids.
Hey, yo.
I had 3 babies in there that I had, and a kidnapper came in and he took them and he changed their names and he changed their clothes, but he couldn't give them no birth certificate.
Yo, I'm telling you, you gotta love her. But if you pay attention to what she's saying, she's giving us some knowledge. It's not what we're saying, it's how we say it.
I mean, it's a copyright, because he'll be committing fraud and the government will get him under the penalty of perjury for fraud. But then you get the kids and, okay, the cops bring the kidnapper and bring the kids back, and then you're gonna ask the owner, the mother, okay, what part did the kidnappers put on the kids, and what part were they born with? Do you see how you sound?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And then if you read the case, wait a minute. If you read the case, just like you read the book, then you would know the answer. And you would save that question, because they always say Black people don't know anything and they're in ignorance of who they are because they do not read. Now, a white person wasn't going to ask me that question. They'd go get the book and find the answers. And when they can't find the answers, whatever they can't find the answers to, that's what they're going to ask me the question to.
All right. So can I ask you now? Let me just say this one thing. Let me get this rolling. So let's just keep this in perspective.